Yo, what's up, guys? This time I have a Salamangreat list. This deck will run into Nibiru, I can tell you that, but that's one of the weaknesses with this deck. You could play Rafflesia, though. I'll say that. One Gazelle, uh, it's at one. This is not Master Duel. Best card in the deck. Um, Play Double Jaguar. I don't like opening it often. Sometimes I need to have it in the opener, but most of the time I don't. I play 3 Foxy. You can play 2 of it. I like to play 3 just because it gives me another normal summon. And plus it combos really nicely with Spinny. Um, Spinny, you can play 2 of this one too. I like 3 just because it puts more names into the deck. Those are the good Salamangreat cards. I play 1 Foul, 1 Falco. Foul, if you like search it, or not search it, if a Salamangreat is normal or special summoned, you special summon it from hand, which is really good if you're trying to link climb going second. And Falco, if it's into graveyard, it recovers a Salamangreat Speller Trap from grave, but you don't use it every game or even every turn. 3 Flame Buffalo. We don't play Lady Debug. That's the biggest Ash bait in existence. Flame Buffalo at least allows you to link it off, and you get to play more solid names and more hand traps, because I tend to play this as more of a Heat Soul Control turbo deck. 3 Exceed, because this deck likes to go into number 41 Baguska. I do not play Heat Leo in here because I have to make room for Baguska, and some decks will just absolutely die to Abyss Dweller. We play a lot of hand traps in here. I played 2 Ghost Bell, 3 Ash, 3 Baylor, 3 Imperm. 11 hand traps is enough for me. I could play more if I actually wanted to, but I'm just keeping it at 11 because it allows me to play 3, 3, 3, and 2. Going into spells, we have the 1 Sanctuary and 1 Will. You search this off of Bailings, you will open this 80% of the time. This is an extender. You will never open this, but sometimes your deck is just stacked and you just open it and it's okay. You don't want to use it every time, and you don't want to see it all the time, so 1 of is fine. Circle, it adds a Salamangreat. That's really all you need to know about it. Technically, you can target a Salamangreat link you control that was link summoned using a monster with the same name, and it's unaffected by monster effects except its own, but you don't use that very often because you're playing Heat Soul Control. 3 Signet Mining, you get to search your best cards. Called by, and basically any power 1 of you want. I just have Monster Reborn, but you can play Harpy's Feather Duster, you can play Raigeki. Any power 1 of that is the sackiest thing in the world. If you draw it, will be fine. 1 Rage, 1 Roar. Sometimes you use them, and sometimes you never want to, so that's why you only play 1 of each. They're okay. Definitely, Rage is a lot better because you're gonna be ending on Heat Soul almost all the time anyway. You could just take out Roar and you could justify it by just putting in a second copy of Rage. For the extra deck, we play 3 Bailings. It's a Link 1 searches the field spell that you're always going to open, but it allows you to get your plays going. 1 Lingeribo. Sometimes you just need to link something off, and sometimes you have Nightmare Corruptor Ibly on field, and you just need to link that off for him. Anyway, so. And I don't really like Almirage because I don't tend to open a whole bunch of cards with 1,000 or fewer attack on a normal summon, so. Um, Triple Sunlight Wolf. I don't have a playset of the same rarity, so I have a common, a rare, and an ultra, so. Gotta make do what I have. I'm on a budget, but this card is one of your best cards. It recurs a Salamangreat spell or trap, and it adds a fire monster from grave to hand if something is summoned to its link point. That goes for both players. Splash Mage Update Jammer. Splash Mage summons a Cybers from grave in defense position. And Update Jammer, if it's linked off, the monsters that use this for the link summon gets to attack twice. And sometimes you're going to have this in access code, and that's just going to be instant game. The one Heat Soul, all your inboards are going to basically try to get to him, and then have like 2 or 3 hand traps in hand. Transcode, he will summon a Cyber's Link from grave to his link zone. You're going to probably end up making him with Update Jammer Splash Mage. You're going to link into Transcode, summon Update Jammer, and then go into Access Code. Speaking of Access Code, here's Access Code. Most of the time, you're going to be getting upwards of 4 or 5 pops. You have a Fire, a Wind, an Earth, a Water, and a lot of the time you're also going to have that Dark, so you're going to be popping 5 cards with him most of the time. We don't play any lights, sadly. You could play Hida in this deck as well. I don't, because I don't have the space for it. Anyway, so for Xyz monsters, I have the one Mirage Stalio Extender, but it locks you in a fire monster, so you don't make it often. Dweller, because it shuts down any graveyard-centric deck. This would have been really good if Tears were still in the format. But still, sometimes you need to make this anyway, and you don't really want to play just one Heat Leo. You'd prefer to play 2. But you have Baguska for, as the Floodgate. Baguska is crazy because you're playing a link-focused deck, which means Baguska can't switch your monsters to defense mode, but it can sure as heck switch your opponents into defense mode, negate their effects, and shut down any plays that they might have. This deck is pretty budget outside of probably the Access Code and Baguska. I know Access Code isn't that budget. Baguska, I'm not so sure. It might be worth something, might not. Access Code was like $25 last I checked. So that is my Salamangreat list. I hope you enjoy. I will see you next time.